So it's a good afternoon and welcome here to Henson Park for this 2013 AFL Sydney Elimination Final. It's no dice for the losers, and the winners go through next week to take on the North Shore Bombers, who played St George yesterday afternoon and were unable to get home with the St George Dragons progressing through to the semi-final the week after. Joining me up here in the commentary box, Drury Forbes, for this day, and another day in Sydney that has just turned it on. Drury, a brilliant day for football.
Oh, wonderful conditions here at Henson Park, Craig, and this should be a good clash. As you said, sudden death today, loser goes home, winner progresses to play North Shore next week. They've been in great form, beating St George last week, Pennant Hills, but only a couple of weeks ago these two sides did meet, and the Bulldogs were victors on that occasion. So certainly makes for an enthralling contest this afternoon here at Henson. Yeah,
going on form, you'd look back at that game which was out there at Mike Kenny Oval, and the Bulldogs, well, they did just absolutely easily on that occasion, but a few changes in the Pennant Hills lineup would seem that this would be somewhat a different story. We'll see in about 2.5 hours time as we're underway in the first quarter, and good work there out of the middle for the Bulldogs as they go forward for the first clearance of the afternoon. Just inside 50, good work there, getting the ball forward. It's on the left boot. What way will it bounce? Just punching it away there, out of defence, and the Demons are able to just squash that. But Kefalis, a late call-up, wasn't named in the original side, Kefalis, this afternoon. A little bit of ducks and drakes being played by the Bulldogs, and they go forward again inside 50, and once again spoiled. Delaquila will run this out of defence.
Ball comes forward now. Nice mark taken there by Golden as the Bulldogs look to rebound. Kefalis already heavily involved. As Craig mentioned, the late inclusion now picked up here by Golden again. They're going to go forward, the Bulldogs, with an opportunity. Golden wants it back. However, the chip's going to go forward. Lovely chip, and it actually found Parmenter, and we'll see the first set shot for the afternoon.
Good ball movement there, and that's what we saw a couple of weeks back out there at Mike Kenny Oval, is that the Bulldogs were able to just move the ball so well and find the forward targets. And as you said, Parmenter now lining up for the first shot on goal. Difficult pocket to score from here at Henson Park, although not much of a breeze to speak of. Parmenter, awkward looking kicking style, but he may have gone the distance, and he's got the journey, and he has. The Bulldogs have got the first on the board, and we're underway here at Henson Park.
Yeah, fantastic start for the Bulldogs. Parmenter, he liked that as soon as it left his boot, and we've just seen a couple of times already the Bulldogs getting plenty of hands on the footy, playing their style that we know best. They play on quickly, and great kick by Parmenter to really get the Bulldogs off to a fantastic start. As we said, loser going home this afternoon, so plenty at stake.
Back in the middle.
And the ball goes up now. It's going to be Vidmar up against Vidmar and the Demons with this one. It's around the corner. It's an opportunity here for Pennant Hills. There's a nice snap in the centre, but it's going to be picked up by McKinlay, although it wasn't disposed of cleanly. And now a great tackle there by Matthew Carey, the veteran. And Pennant Hills, what can they do? They've got the ball, still got it, and they've got numbers at the moment. A lot of tackling going on, Craig, early.
Free football at the moment. We did see that from the Bulldogs as the game started up, so looks like Pennant Hills will just want to shut this one down. You see there Alistair Richardson in the side. Haven't seen a lot of him this year. Has been dogged a little bit by injuries over the course of 2013, but spiritual leader of the Pennant Hills side, and they'd be very happy to see him out there. Just a general that's able to just direct a little bit of play around him, so expect him to have a bit of an impact on this game. Coming away now, the Demons just getting tackled at every case. That was Nick Campbell tackled over the line. The vocal support on the far side there, Jury. Good to see. Beautiful day out here to come out and watch a bit of football at Henson Park.
Oh, plenty of fans this afternoon, Craig. They've turned out in their numbers, and it's probably a 50-50 split too. Plenty of fans from both sides.
Farless there, just wrapped up. Thought he had a little bit more time than he did. And he was taken see here as it comes away out of the pack. Kafalis takes it cleanly, but wrapped up in the tackle, and a free kick the result.
Yep, fantastic tackle from your man, Alistair Richardson, who you just mentioned, the spiritual leader.
Richardson now does like a kick on goal.
I think he likes this, Craig.
Sailed straight through the middle, no question in his mind. And the Demons reply quickly, and it's 6 apiece here at Henson Park.
Yeah, fantastic reward for effort there for Pennant Hills. They just didn't want to let that ball come out of their forward 50, and they kept tackling, and they got the reward, and a fantastic finish. We've seen 2 fantastic set shots from 50 metres or thereabouts. So a great start for both sides.
Never in doubt.
It's going to be Vidmar versus Vidmar again, and the umpire's just going to pull this one back. Says it wasn't straight enough. So he elects to throw this time, and it's probably a win to Timothy Vidmar there. However, Pennant Hills come away with it, and there's an opportunity now for Edric Rama. Edric Rama can't get it cleanly. Kafalis comes away, but the umpire's seen something, and Edric Rama's going to get a free kick. He's got an option to the right. He's going to just centre it in, but probably not the best option. It was a cut off by the Bulldogs in the hands of Kafalis, but here comes Edric Rama. He gets it back again. They're pressing forward the Demons. Pascoe is back there, and it comes away now through Ryan Plant. Although another interception, this time the other number 9, Nick Campbell. What can they muster here? Pennant Hills. Kafalis says, that's it, I've got to get involved here. He goes to Tim Whitmar, goes straight on the boot, and a nice punch out of bounds by the Pennant Hills, number 16 in Tim Wales.
Yeah, good punch there from Wales, coming in from the side, and as you mentioned, Drew, Kafalis, plenty of touches so far. Not sure that they would have really fooled anybody by not naming him on the site on the team sheet this week. The Bulldogs. Gamble, that one's just out. See that one come back.
And he's just one of those players, isn't he, Craig, where you probably get an extra 100 in attendance just when he's on the team sheet.
Yeah, he's a exciting player, Kafalis, and another exciting player, the Demons there, Kadiri Wikrama, who will see plenty of Ranga this afternoon. Went a little bit missing the last time these two teams met. And will be desperate to get himself involved in the game as soon as possible.
Well, here he is now, Craig. Hendrik Rama, wrapped up by 3 Bulldogs who mauled him to the ground.
Just see some intent in the way he's attacking the football at the moment, Ranga. And I'd like to see him get going. Widman now brings this one down, but really tight quarters in there. And we'll have another bounce, another throw up. All Dabbits. Here we go again. Collett once more wrapped up. This time able to get the arms free. Just swoops it forward. Back on that the Demons. Rick Rama now just went without it. Good work there from Nichols to get the ball back there. Kafalis with a diving handball, and he gets the free kick for in the back. No advantage there. It'll come back. Good work there, Peter Kafalis. Knew he was under pressure and just got the handball away so quickly and forced the free kick. As they go forward now, the Bulldogs comes down. Tower now running onto it now. They've got some little bit of space to work in. The Bulldogs go forward. Off there, the boot of Rawlinson. It wasn't a great kick. Chopped off. Now Wales hands it off. A scrubby looking kick going forward, but it works, and Runga Rick Rama has got the mark.
Fantastic mark there from Adiri Wikrama. Fan favourite certainly within the Sri Lankan community as he goes long. And it's going to be a punch there by a couple of Bulldogs. Kind of got in each other's way there. Just coming off Rodriguez. And we've got another boundary throw in, but certainly looks like we're in for a close battle this afternoon, Craig.
If we go back to that game, I know we keep harping on it, but it is the form guide that we've got to work on. With the game out there at windy old Mike Kenny Oval, it was over very early. The Bulldogs really stamped their dominance on the game early, and Pennant Hills were just unable to come back at any stage. But this one, not so at the moment. Both teams desperate to get their hands on the football. Here they go again, Pennant Hills. Just not a lot of room to work in. And the ball trickles out. We'll have another boundary throw in. In fact, there's a free kick. Is that out in the full, or was it? Not sure what was the decision there. The kick off the boot's not a great one, and Campbell finds one landing in his lap, and he'll drive them forward again. Nick Campbell goes forward inside 50. The good contest here. Just too many players around there. It falls to the Pennant Hills player. And what's the bounce? Hasn't bounced favourably. Just through for one behind. And that's the margin as we speak.
Yes, Pennant Hill, they hit the lead for the first time this afternoon. Scoreboard attendant just fixing that. As the ball comes away now, he's got two defenders on in there. Was Williamson, but he got away nicely. Good pressure from the Demons, and they're going to come away with this, the Demons. Carey was involved. It's going to come back now to Wales. He goes back to David Smith, who kicks it long to the 50. It's a contested footy. Who's going to come away with it? Nice little kick there to clear from the Bulldogs, but it went straight to Cameron Smith. He's going to head past to Wales, who's been busy early. And Wales is going to go short with a nice little kick to Brant Jack. And Jack's going to go long here now. Opportunities. There's 2-on-1 though, however. And the umpire says, well, we're going to give it to the Bulldogs.
Luke Bilby, this one's been rushed behind. It's just an errant handball, so another behind to the Demons. But Luke Bilby looking like he's going to be the forward target up there for the Demons. A number of occasions presented well. So keep an eye on him. You can't miss him. The flowing locks of Luke Bilby this afternoon. And this kick's a shocker, and it's landed straight in the arms of Aaron Crisfield. And he will go back and have a shot on goal. So skill errors letting the Bulldogs down early in this game.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, we've seen numerous occasions, short kicks. You know, Williamson and Rawlinson both couldn't get it done, but that's the difference at the moment as we see a fantastic kick by Crisfield, and the Demons now leading by 7. Pennant Hills, correction, that's actually an 8-point margin, 2-14. The Bulldogs one straight kick, 6 points at the moment. Certainly responded well, the Demons kicking the last couple. And we might see Rodriguez in the ruck here for the Bulldogs. I think I saw Timothy Vidmar head to the sheds in the background a few moments ago, so we'll try and get an update for you on him. Meanwhile, it's Rodriguez going up against David Smith, and the ball's going to come away and towards Demons' goal now. It's going to be a 1-on-1. Bulldogs going to get to it first. Nice little punch forward. It's going to beat him out of bounds. So well done there to both Heath and Ted Vidmar. We're going to see a boundary throw in, Craig.
This is the planes fly overhead.
So the ball coming down now, and once again, Pennant Hills with the clearance put on the boot by Matthew Thomas. Big punch from Rodriguez. Doesn't go anywhere though. On the spot was Harry Angel. Angel gets it back now. Goes in the hands of Delaquila rather. And it's still on for Pennant Hills. Got the ball. It's going back to Richardson. Alistair Richardson chips smartly, and they've got numbers here. And looks like we're going to see another Pennant Hills goal.
Beautiful handball there from Bilby over to Richardson, and then a Wales, and he got it clear, and another great shot on goal, and the Pennant Hills have opened up a little bit of a minor gap here, and that's good signs for the Demons faithful.
Yep, nice work there by a couple of Demons, Richardson and Delaquila. There's a few involved. Good team goal as we see Adiri Wigrama back on the field, coming back on along with James Dunn in back play. So the ball going up now, and it's going to come away through Nick Campbell, who drives it forward. There's a couple of players there. Matthew Carey will try and get the ball first, but the Bulldogs good enough to get it away through Heath, and now it goes to Golden. It kicks to a contest, and the ball's going to trickle over. Adiri Wigrama forcing The boundary throw in.
Well, it was Matthew Vile, the goal scorer off the far wing. Haven't seen him this year, so good to get him on the scoreboard early. And now Pennant Hills go again. This time Smith tackled out of it, but able to get it back. Now he just pops it up high. Bilby got the sit here. There'll be a free kick. The umpire's seen something. It's against Bilby. And the kick there will go to Pascoe. So not getting things going his way just yet, Luke Bilby. Just explaining his intentions there to the umpire. And this kick's another turnover, so some really bad turnovers at the moment for the Bulldogs. Oh, this one's worked out so well as they get the ball back and they go forward, but it's sitting beautifully underneath that, Kieran Wright, as he likes to do, and he'll play on. He's got a long leg, that right foot going towards Bilby, just doesn't stick first time. Needed to get it into the midst. They work it forward now. Pushing through is Edmonds, has a shot on goal, just to the left. But this is good football by the Demons.
Yeah, it certainly is. Fantastic football. So all of a sudden the Bulldogs can't seem to get the ball past the centre bounce area, and the Demons, well, they're doing a really good job at the moment. Let's see if they can lock it in here again from the Bulldogs kick in.
15 minutes played in this first quarter. It's elimination final. A chance to progress in the 2013 season is on the line for the loser. It's all over Red Rover. Good mark there taken by Pascoe outside the 50-metre arc. Looks like the ground, not a lot on offer. But the Demons have plugged this up well. Forced to make the kick now. And they found some space there, but it doesn't stick. That was there. An interesting handball by McKinlay. The umpire let it go. And good attack on the football by the Demons. And they go forward again. On this occasion, good mark taken. It's going to go, I think, to Pascoe. And it was Widmer, Ted Widmer, who tried to claim the mark, but
here comes Timothy Widmer, who's just come back on, Craig, all those Bulldogs fans, and he created an option there, but a nice mark taken by Henry Mason. Mason goes forward, picked up, couldn't get the kick away with Soames. Widmar's in there again, that was Tim Widmer. There's a couple of Bulldogs there as well. Golden's getting involved. Good tackle by Matthew Thomas. Ball's trying to come out, but just won't at the moment. Soames, another effort. Joel Robbie in there as well. We're going to see a ball up.
you'll notice that the planes are taking off over Henson Park this afternoon, which means that they are a lot more noisier than they were yesterday. And they were just smoothing, sailing into land. So one of the features here of Henson Park is the constant trail of huge passenger jets coming through. Play just a little bit of a stalemate here, stoppage after stoppage. The umpires having no option but to come in and ball it up. 17 minutes played, first quarter.
I dare say there's a few planes on their way to the Gold Coast, Craig. Mad Monday for the Giants up there.
They're actually flying back tonight, so they'll be having some fun over the weekend, as are half the competition. But feel it in the weather, Drury. Finals time is here. Just that extra little bit of heat as Parmenter goes forward. 2-on-2. In fact, there's three back there for the Demons playing the extra man. Umpire seen a free kick. High contact will go to the Pennant Hills Demons. Mason, we've seen him just pop his head up in the last couple of minutes. He's definitely a player that the Bulldogs will need to fire. Kicked a bag last time these two met. And they go forward again, the Demons. Matt Carey is certainly going to be a great figure to have out there. Didn't play in the last meeting. Look at the white jumpers lining up now, as it was Robbie there who tried to claim a drop kick, but the umpire said that was dropping the ball, and now it's back in the Demons' hands.
Yep, just well, they're lucky, the Demons, because it wasn't the greatest kick, but play on, and it's turned up in the hands of Kieran Wright now. On 50, Demons pushing forward. They got Bilby, Adiri Wickrama forward. Both those players will be going for this. Bilby jumps, just goes over the head, and through from behind, courtesy of Thomas Heath. And it just seems like since Kefalis hasn't been as involved, All of a sudden, the Bulldogs can't seem to get it forward of halfway. But let's see what they can muster here as the kick goes wide from Rawlinson. Ball moved on. They're certainly moving forward here, and a nice little kick over the top is going to be taken by McKinlay. McKinlay plays on. He's going to kick forward to the 50. He's looking for Parmenter. Parmenter one-on-one. Just couldn't get there. Good positioning from the Pennant Hills defence.
Good work there by Daniel Witt. Just read the play just that little bit better and was able to get ball side of the contest and rush it over for a boundary throw-in.
All in now. And some nice body work there by Crisfield. And Pennant Hills will have an opportunity. Tapped on nicely. He was looking for Wales, but intercepted by the Bulldogs. However, Pennant Hills back there in numbers. And they'll look to switch this straight away. And a nice kick across, looking for Matthew Thomas. Gets it off a bounce. Thomas got some time here. He's going to step back inside. Evades Parmenter. He's going to come back to Thomas. And here he goes, Matthew Thomas, as he works the blind side. It's 2-on-1 though. Unfortunately for Pennant Hills, it did find the turf. However, he's going to come away with this McKinlay, and Jack McKinlay goes short. This is what the Bulldogs do best. He finds Golden. Golden straight on the boot now. But, well...
Yeah, that's a free kick. It's against Keel and just interfering with the marking contest. And this one's landed in the arms of Adiri Rick Rama.
Got Bilby.
He goes to him. Bilby now work tracking it back. Will it bounce for him? No. Runs through for a minor score, but plenty of shots on goal early for the Demons. They'll be very happy with how they've been so far in the quarter.
Fantastic mark out there. He's going to play on straight away there, Maxi Collette, and he sends it high, sends it to the pack, and well taken. Is that Witt again, is it?
That's Crisfield. Crisfield now goes inside 50. In there is Vile. Now he tracks it back. He looks lively. His kick doesn't go more than a metre off the ground, though, on this occasion. And Jack pops it up. In there as well was Widmar. And the Bulldogs just able to get it back. And plenty of blue and yellow, blue and red around this one. And, good work there from Foot. Just got rid of his opponent. Was able to get the ball moving forward. And this will be a free kick here. What's the decision here? He's called it contact below the knees, or was it kicking in danger?
Might have even been out of bounds on the full.
Well, the whistle came before the ball went out, so it wasn't out on the full, and it was made by the central umpire, so it can only have been a kicking in danger decision. Either way, boundary throw in. Into time on in this first quarter. Contest there, Mason doing the ruck work for the Bulldogs. Parmenter now just trying to wake his way through traffic. Wales did well to spoil that. Crisfield put his body on the line. I like to see that. And Foot gets the ball going forward, but taken by Kieran Wright on the last line of defence. He now plays on. Goes there. They've got plenty of space out wide for Wales. Wales now with the left boot. Goes inside 50, tracking it back, and it's a good mark from... It's Bilby. Beautiful transition football there, Drury, and it's ended up in the arms of Bilby.
And you can put that down to Aaron Crisfield, because he started that great pressure. He put Parmenter on the deck, and they played on straight away, Pennant Hills. Adiri Wickrama clearing space for Bilby, and it was a great grab.
Needs to put this one through to finish it off. Leans back, lets it for the breeze, and he has. And that's a great goal, a great team effort there from the Demons. And they get another one on the board, and they go out to a 23-point lead.
Well, more bad news here for the Bulldogs. Looks like Parmenter's actually coming off here, Craig.
Oh, he doesn't look good either. Have a look here. Wales it was that got the ball forward. And tracking it back, Bilby. A good mark taken there, going back with the flight of the ball. And then, of course... Made no mistake with the kick on goal. And Pennant Hills got their fourth on the board off the boot of Luke Bilby. Back in the middle now.
Yeah, Parmenter just receiving some treatment on the sideline. We'll try and keep you posted.
Didn't see what happened there, but it might have been in that contact with Crisfield. started that play.
Ball comes away now. It's the Bulldogs who are going to clear with a nice hand pass from Williamson. He finds Foot. Foot uses the foot and goes forward. But well intercepted there by Cameron Smith. He puts it up to a contest. Now, Tim Widmar couldn't get it, so the other Widmar, Sam Widmar, puts it on the boot forward. Bilby's there. So is Adiri Wickrama. He uses the body well, and it's going to beat them all over. Boundary throw in.
It's a very determined Pennant Hills side that are playing out there at the moment, and a very different looking side too when these two teams met. One late exclusion from the side, and once again part of the Ducks and Drakes game that the Bulldogs were playing was Reece McAllister, who would certainly hurt their chances in this game. One of the dominant players for the Bulldogs, and just those kicks out of defence, Drury, the turnovers across half back, are really hurting them at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're even playing a man loose back there, the Demons, but certainly is. They can't get it forward towards their 50, or it's very hard for them anyway, the Bulldogs. And we see a great mark there from Matthew Thomas, who's had quite a few touches early in this first quarter. Chris Fields coming off as well. He's also been very good early for Pennant Hills. And it looks like we're going to see Matthew Thomas line up here, Craig, which is well beyond 50. And Matthew Thomas backs himself. It looks good off the boot. It's just fading right out of bounds on the foot.
Just going that extra distance. You need to have everything in line if you're going to get that through the middle. As it was, out of bounds on the full, no score. The Demons by 23 late in this first quarter. And they've done all the attacking bar the first stanza of the game. And the Bulldogs will have to regroup here. Season on the line here at Henson Park. It's elimination final time. 26 minutes played first quarter. Widmer up against Bilby. Bilby gets the front position, brings this one down. In there is Vile. I've liked him so far. Brant Jack, he's wrapped up in the tackle. Ball spins back through him. Richardson throws on the left shoe. Top of the square. Good looking kick. Reading it there was well done there from Thomas Heath. Goes through for a minor score. 4 goals, 6 now to the Demons.
And some good news for the Bulldogs as well. It looks as though Parmenter is walking, albeit gingerly at the moment. He is walking. And no doubt they'll try to get Josh Parmenter out there as soon as possible. I dare say we might see him back later on.
McKinley's kick was a good one. Find Thomas Heath on the far side, walking the tightrope of the white line. And Keel unable to bring that one in. Took the mid out, but it didn't stick. And it's wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up on the far side here. Can't be long to go in this first quarter, although there have been a few goals scored. Widmer up there against the unlikely ruckman in David Smith. And this one will go out for a boundary throw in. There is the siren for quarter time. And the story here at Henson Park so far is it's been all Pennant Hills in the opening stanza. Bar the first goal on the board, it's been all Pennant Hills on doing the attack in this game. And as it stands at quarter time, they lead by 24 points. They've kicked 4 goals, 6-30, with the Bulldogs only scoring the one behind. We'll take a short break here at Henson Park, and we'll regroup for the second quarter. It's elimination final time, the AFL City competition, and it's Pennant Hills by 24 points. just about set for the second quarter here in this elimination final, and as we saw yesterday, the team that was behind is spending a little bit more time in the huddle, trying to regroup and work out what they can do to work their way back into the game as the Bulldogs break now. Pennant Hills out, ready to go quite early. And with the margin at 24 points, the Demons have been pretty happy, and I just noticed there, Jury, they've pushed Adiri Wikrama into the middle, which is a positive move for the Demons as well. So all things going right at the moment for the team from Pennant Hills. But what can the Bulldogs do to try and just work their way back into this game initially, and then maybe get their noses in front and try and extend their season as we get set for the second quarter. And to bring you all the action as we hit the ball down, Drury Forbes.
Here we go now. Second quarter, they've scored the last 30 points unanswered, Pennant Hills. How will the Bulldogs respond? Rodriguez goes up in the ruck as the umpire takes a tumble, and it goes forward now. Couldn't pick it up there. Was Vidmar, but he got a nice pass away off the deck, and going to be a ball up, I think. Yep, going to be a ball up. Good tackle. So Rodriguez with the hit out this time, although it went straight to Pennant Hills. David Smith there at the bottom. Rodriguez goes in for seconds, wraps it up. They started well the last quarter, Craig, but just went a bit pear-shaped after that for the Bulldogs.
They did indeed, and Kafalis is one of those players that they need to get going a little bit more. He does a ton of work. Rodriguez lays a little hip and shoulder in there. More hip than shoulder. And this one's wrapped up again. And we'll see another ball up.
Now Josh Parmenter is running now on the sideline, I'm pleased to confirm. So someone who's so important for their forward setups, you'd like to think that Parmenter will be back at some stage.
That's right, and veteran of the club. So we'll be keen to get him back out there. Another one I saw down there, quarter time Jury. Reigning Phelan medalist, you could probably call him, but also a star for the City Swans, Dane Rampy, who played for the Bulldogs last year. He's down here at Henson Park having a look after the Friday night game, and he's got another, well, you'd like to think, hope that he's got another date on Friday night next week against the Hawks.
I thought you were going to say Troy Luff then, Craig.
Well,
he won a field.
He did win a field on Troy Luff. He won that by default one year. There's Brant Jack now with the ball for the Demons.
My sources tell me Troy Luff was running around the twos earlier today, Craig.
Oh, good mark there from Matt Carey. And that's the sort of thing we like to see from this talented young footballer.
We've just got to mention Troy Luff's name at least once, otherwise he gets upset.
It's contractually obliged, isn't it? Just see here, Brant Jack puts it on the top. And Carey brings it in nicely.
So Carey lines up now, kicks through, and it's just gonna go wide through behind. So let off there for the Bulldogs.
Indeed, usually a very good kick at goal is Matt Carey. Missed a lot of football this year as well through injury, but very much a let off there. Usually Mark Carey goals down very early in the book. On this occasion not to be. Outside of the boot there from that's Henderson, another late in for the Bulldogs this afternoon. And have a ball up out of side of Henson Park.
Good to see a couple of the Slater and Gordon boys down here this afternoon. Ken Fowley, of course, Slater and Gordon, good supporters of GWS.
Slater and Gordon Giants Academy. We're ticking off all the boxes at the moment, Jury. Yeah, that's in fact, the academy set up in Sydney is working very, very well at the moment, both the Giants and the Swans academies. It's a fantastic pathway that they've set up for kids coming through the system. You know, the Swans and the Giants recognising kids as early as 12, 13 years old and really streamlining their pathway, and hopefully we'll get plenty of talent out of the New South Wales area. As the Bulldogs go ahead forward, a rare occasion is in the arms now. Mason swings around on the right boot, just wants to put it top of the square. Too big to kick, and it's chopped off there by, it looks like Smith for the Demons, and he goes out to Crisfield.
Ball coming away now with the Demons. Crisfield just draws the player and gets it away nicely. Goes back to Crisfield now. Is once again McKinley. McKinley not giving up here, but going to be a Pennant Hills free kick. And it does appear, good news, that Josh Parmenter is back on the field. So he's there running freely for the Bulldogs. Good to see as Pennant Hills, they go for a switch. It was a wobbly old kick, and they could be cleaned up here by Uni New South Wales. Golden was in there. It's anybody's footy. And Pennant Hills come away with a quick kick, but straight back to the Bulldogs now. Well taken. I think it was Rodriguez. He gives it off to Kafalis. Kafalis pushes it forward. It's a good kick. He was looking for Towan. Just couldn't get it. And the Demons now with another opportunity. We see a kick along the ground again. Horrible bounce there. Horrible bounce for young Carey. And the Bulldogs are going to come away with it.
Henderson did well there. Got it off to Plant. Although this one's turned over. Adiri Wickrama handballs over. Campbell then gives it off. It's now in the arms there of Richardson. Throws on the left shoot. Tries to swing it round. Just didn't get the distance. And chopped off on the last line of defence. And now the Bulldogs go to switch. And it's out now in the arms there of Thomas Heath. Heath wants to move it on quickly. The kick left's a bit to be desired, but it finds its intended target in Golden. Golden goes one way, goes the other, then goes back in the arms of Plant again. He now wants to go long. Got a few players on there. Running player pass. Mason tries to bring it down. Couldn't do so. Rawlinson is there to pick it up. Gives it back to Mason. He's tackled. Crisfield just couldn't make it stick. This time he could. Umpire says play on. Gives him every opportunity. Rawlinson throws on the left boot. Trying to squeeze it in on that occasion. And Parmenter in the area. And the ball will go over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. So a little bit of spark now from the Bulldogs as we approach the 6-minute mark of this second quarter. And they'll need a little bit of spark if they're going to get themselves back in this game.
They certainly will as it comes down. Big Henry Mason jumping in there for the Bulldogs. But cleared by, I think it was Crisfield. He put it on the boot. And now there's a contested footy at stake here. It's Golden versus Campbell. Looks like the Bulldogs going to go well intercepted there. The Demons are away now. He's going to look for Adiri Wickrama. He's going to pick it up. Good tackle and swung to the ground by Hayden Nichols. And nice kick away too. And I think he might pay the mark. Might be Adam Golden there. He doesn't muck around. Quickly inside ends up with Max Collett. Max Collett goes deep. There's a few Bulldogs lurking and a great mark to Parmenter.
Just lurking at the back of the pack there. Beautiful work from Golden further down the wing. And they eventually got the ball up to Parmenter, who just read the ball best at the back of the pack and was able to take the mark and will shoot from about 25-30 out. Slight angle. And they desperately need this one, the Bulldogs. Likes it off the boot. Umpire does a little bit of work, but happy to say he squeezed it in through the middle and the Bulldogs get their second for the afternoon.
Yeah, he's a little bit nervous with that one, Josh Parmenter, but he squeezed it through in the end and a much-needed goal for the Bulldogs. We're starting to see them switch it a little bit more, Craig, coming out of defence. That's what the Bulldogs do so well.
Just see here, sorry, Drew, Parmenter just read it. He was left alone at the back of the pack there and read it the best and then was able to just nicely, easily go back. Awkward-looking kicking style. Have a quick look, but just very upright, but gets the job done. And the Bulldogs have their second on the board.
Back to real play now and the ball goes up. And I was just saying, Craig, it's good to see the Bulldogs go back to their strengths and switching it up a bit more. So it comes away now with the Demons. It was cleared and kicked by Cameron Smith, but it went straight to Vidmar, the ruckman, and he kicks forward looking for Mason. Mason's going to pick it up. Can he get it away? He's got lots of pressure here for the Demons. Could be gone here, and he is.
Yeah, had every opportunity there. Hit Big Mason. Just seems a little bit lost when he gets a tackle applied. He doesn't take his first opportunity. He tries to look around and find the best opportunity, and that's the umpires love that one. Any prior opportunity, they'll pick you every time. And now the Bulldogs are away. Cam Smith, no man on the mark, so he's able to run a little further. And good work there from Dunn. Kept the ball in front and was able to push it down onto it. Now Bilby in the area. Good work from Thomas Heath. He's been good. Kafalis now on the left. Just trying to keep this one in. Does so, but the ball eventually goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. So some good signs for the Bulldogs, Jury.
Certainly better, as we see once again, it's Vidmar versus Vidmar, Tim versus Sam. Going up in the ruck. And Crisfield in there. No, sorry, it's actually Matthew Thomas. Once again, is going to beat them over for a boundary throw-in. So, we've seen the first and only goal of the second quarter of the Bulldogs. They've kicked the first goal in both quarters. Can they sustain it, or will we see Pennant Hills finish them off again? Finish strongly, rather, as we see a free kick here, Craig.
It's against Crisfield. It's the umpire off the play. He's picked up there, pushing it back. And Rawlinson, I think it was, the recipient. That kick's not a good one. In fact, it was even badly read there by Foot. He got the call to jump out and jump front of the square, but there was no one there doing it for. But the man who does go and get it is Peter Kafalis. Gets it over to Collett. Those two names need to step up to get them back in this game. And Parmenter there, you can just see, just short of a little bit of leg. And that will hurt the Bulldogs going forward. Now, some good work there from Foot again as he drives them forward, but once again, standing solid in defence. And this occasion was Daniel Witt.
So Witt kicks it forward. He's looking for Crisfield, and no, once again it's Matthew Thomas. And Thomas couldn't get the mark, but they're away here, the Demons. Good second efforts as the kick goes forward, the target being Matthew Carey. But Bulldogs are going to come away with it now, and they're going to switch it up nicely. They've got some space and time here as we see a mark and kick forward, and might be a holding call here. It was Soames who was held back.
Yeah, I like this the match up there. They've got Henderson on to Carey, and what Carey gains in that could be. Oh, the umpire said play on. Nadiri Wigrama just bumped his play off the board. What I was saying, Carey has plenty of skill, but Henderson is the taller of those two, so it'll be a good matchup. You just see them on screen there, and you wonder watch this afternoon. Henderson, one of the late additions to the Bulldogs team sheets. Plenty of players around this ball, Jury. They've just converged on the area. Widmar with the push just to get himself into that contest. And they come away now. Good kick forward from the Demons, and in front position to Diri Wigrama. And he's taken the mark.
Great kick from Matthew Thomas there. Diri Wigrama looking to play on. Beautiful kick short. Picked up a nice 15 metres or so. Improved the angle. They're closer to goal. And quick handoff now. Crisfield's going to have a crack from about 40. I'll tell you what, it looks okay, Craig. He's nailed it.
Brilliant work there from the Pennant Hills Demons, working to their strengths. And Crisfield, nice little head dish off, and gets it through the main sticks. And they get another one on the board, the Demons. They're now 5-7-37. The Bulldogs 2-12.
Yep, just goes to show you that no matter what's going on, don't keep your eyes off the ball. It's all too easy there for the Demons to just progress slightly forward.
You just saw there the mark to Adiri Wigrama, but it was the play after this, just this little dish off to Crisfield. Crisfield goes back, loads up, and makes no mistake, squeezes it through the middle for the Demons' 5th goal. Back in the middle now, and that bounce favouring the Bulldogs as they go forward. And they go forward again, looking for a target in their forward line in Mason. And he's just showing a little bit of frustration, Big Henry Mason. Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to bump Mason off that ball. Giving away a little bit in the size department there. But you can just see the frustration creeping into Mason's game, not finding the easy ball. He was a dominant figure the last time these two teams met, and just not going his way already this afternoon. Smith with a kick out of defence, and the ball trickles over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in right on the arc. 13.5 played, second quarter, Demons by 25.
Good opportunity here for the Bulldogs to respond to Crisfield's goal. It's Vidmar that goes up for it. Tim Vidmar in a tackle. It might have been Kafalis, was it? I'm not sure. But in any case, it's a free kick to Pennant Hills. So they're going to come away with it now, and their short kicking has been distinctively better than the Bulldogs this afternoon, you must say. And once again, a nice kick this time, finding the ruckman and Sam Vidmar. He's going to play on quickly. Nice little play on. Crisfield boots it forward for Pennant Hills. He's looking for Bilby. Bilby with the long locks. Doesn't get the best bounce. Tries to keep it in. But still a win for Pennant Hills.
Yeah, some good ball movement through the middle there. Carey trying to put some energy into the football. And just moving it on very quickly. And they now have the boundary throw in right on the 50-metre arc in their offensive half. Bilby doing the ruck work in the forward line. This one comes down in favour of the Bulldogs. Did enough to get rid of that one. Did Keel. It's of the Ed variety. And then one player that's really gone missing so far this afternoon is Jeremy Keel.
Been great tackling from Pennant Hills, particularly Matthew Thomas. Matthew Thomas and Crisfield leading the way for Pennant Hills with the tackling.
It's been very good close quarters contests so far this afternoon. And the free kick here, high contact, will go to Pennant Hills. And it will be Dunn to take the mark. So James Dunn doing very well. Playing in front. So they teach you that at under 12s level. Now the ball falls over the back. Plant running onto it, needs to pick it up cleanly, does so. Then gets dispossessed as a throw. The umpire's seen it. And it'll come back for Pennant Hills free kick. Has to play on now. Does Vile. Went one and then had to quickly go back. No trouble whatsoever though. And he's got it through the middle and they converge on him.
Fantastic goal. I like to see that, Craig. Pennant Hills playing on when they get an opportunity to. And some good shepherding as well from Bilby. I'm sure we'll have a replay any moment for you, but fantastic work from Bilby.
The tail end of it there. Young fella now. Just hands off, mate. That's the goal before. We'll put some more coins into the replay machine.
And what a great goal it was from Crisfield. But the ball going up now. And it's Pennant Hills and Bulldogs in this elimination final. Losers season over. Winner will progress to play North Shore next week. And it's all elimination from here on in. Every game in the Sydney AFL Final Series. So plenty at stake each time you'll be joining us from here on in. Got the first goal, but really asserting their authority from here on in. You see a nice mark from Wales.
And Wales tracking that one back well. Now just goes back, settles a bit, looks for Bilby. Deary with Rama backing in. Neither can take it. Bilby with a second effort. It's good. Gives it over to Campbell. Campbell rides the bump, hands it back over. Now looking for Angel. He can't find the handle. In there again is Widmar. Widmar turns around on the right boot. Hurried kick. Just offline. Just through for the minor score. 5-8-38 now, the Demons, 2 goals, 12. Margin 26 points, 17.5 in the second quarter.
Kick in from the Bulldogs, they don't muck around. Sending it long. Two players jumping up, and the umpire says it's going to be a Bulldogs free kick. A little bit too much in it from Pennant Hills there. Now he kind of got himself into trouble there. It was Williamson. Fortunately, it didn't turn out too badly for the Bulldogs. As they venture forward, Thomas Heath now. A little bit of pressure, socket off the boot by Delaquila, but the Bulldogs go forward.
Just offline, yeah, the ball popped up nicely there off the boot of Delaquila, but unable to put it through the middle. And the Bulldogs get their first minor score for the afternoon. Got a lot of work to do. They trail by 4 goals.
Well, they're away here, Craig.
Pennant Hills now. Thomas spins around, gets it on. That one there, I think it was Witt. Drives them forward to Deary Grama. Nice grab.
He's got some good mitts on him, hasn't he, Craig?
He can kick this too, but he'll dish off nice and short. And it's a running, I think it's is that Vile again? Causing him all sorts of dramas down this wing is the young fella in Matthew Vile. Must admit, the first time I've seen him running around in the AFL Sydney Premier Division competition, and I've liked what I've seen so far. Gives them plenty of run down the wing. He lines up now. Nice looking boot. Will he squeeze it in? Just fades right late. And a minus score, 5 goals, 9. So the margin could be so much worse for the Bulldogs. And at the moment, they're just hanging on. 26 points to margin. Certainly not an unassailable margin with a half of football to be played, but they'll need to find second gear very shortly if they're going to get their heads in front now as the ball lands in the arms of Henderson.
Yep, nice mark from Henderson, who drives it forward down the grandstand side. Rodriguez flies, didn't come down without it. And we'll see a tackle here. A good tackle made by Williamson on Harry Angel. Boundary throw in, and comes back in now. Vidmar's back in the ruck for the Bulldogs. Comes down, well picked up there by Daniel Witt. Once again the Bulldogs with it. The hand pass from Joel Robbie. There's a few players there in numbers. The tackling's been excellent, and there he is again. Cameron Smith's another one. His tackling's been fantastic.
High contact call, but Cameron Smith, Chris Field, as well as Matthew Thomas, Craig, they've been tackling very well. Yeah, there's some certain intent in this game of football. This ball one trickles over into time on in the second quarter. But it's been a good game so far, and certainly a game relying what's on stake here in that the loser finishes their season right here this afternoon. Pennant Hills just trying to find a little bit clean ball. The umpire said another free kick, high contact the other way now. And a little bit of frustration coming into the game. Angel it'll be, Harry. Really confused us a couple of weeks when they both chopped off their locks. And a good mark taken by Matthew Thomas. Just running back with the kick. Now he loads up, tries to get them going forward. Does so. Mason can't get this one to stick. Keel in the area. Can be dangerous. It just pops up. Nice work there from, I think it's Foot. Drives them forward, and a good mark taken going back. And it's James Dunn.
So Dunn's going to send it back to where it came from. The kick, well, it wasn't the best one, but does end up in the hands of Cameron Smith, his teammate, who dishes back for them to go forward, but well cut off now. Now, if you can play on quickly, there's players forward for the Bulldogs. He goes exactly that way. Just Demons defenders did get across there, though. Picked up there by Keel, who goes back to Kafalis. Kafalis fires from 50. Just missing.
He squeezed that one through, but just offline. But better signs. But they need to convert, do the Bulldogs. Right, with a nice kick out, finds Smith. Smith looks to go wide. Got a player on out here. Oh, it's interesting that.
Yep, interesting call there. Free kick going the way of Pennant Hills in Peter Barnes. So 45-14 the score now. Barnes is going to probably go long here. He will. Didn't come off the boot as he would have liked it, and cut off nicely. Adam Golden with the mark, who plays on quickly and goes straight to Tom Williamson, who takes it nicely. Williamson now looking to push forward as the Bulldogs look to get some momentum back. It's a great kick too, and Mason's come across nicely to take the grab. Now, I'm not sure if he'll take the shot here. He's got Towan on in the centre, but I think he might be taking the shot, the big fella here, Craig.
Yeah, the umpire wants him to take it from the front seat of the Camry. He now has to straighten up, and he's got a player on. That's a good work there. Just found a little bit of space.
Sure,
Williamson.
Sure, it's a Camry. It looks like a Skoda from here, Craig.
I like your work. Williamson now just opened up the angle a little bit, and will kick from just on the paint. The wind is probably blowing across from left to right, so it'll affect the kick a little bit and affect the distance, you'd think. As he comes in, looks like he wants to put plenty on it. Gives it a nice little roost. Is it on line? It certainly is. It's a great kick from Williamson, and that's the sort of spark the Bulldogs will be looking for to get themselves back into this game.
Oh, fantastic finish from Williamson. That was a great kick, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Bulldogs. That's going to lift them now. Fantastic finish from Williamson, and the margin now just over 4 goals.
Just see here, just gives it the buddy arc, gives it plenty of air, and that wind just brings it back left to right through the middle, and they like that, the Bulldogs.
He never doubted himself, did he, Williamson? He probably took one of the longest run-ups you'll ever see, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Great kick.
I'd like to see that. Back yourself in. We're back in the middle. Umpire will have this one back. And for all their dominance, Pennant Hills, of this game, and you have to say they have dominated the football so far, the margin is only 25 points. And they'd like to, I mean, you look at that scoreboard, 6 goals, 9. They've had plenty of opportunities, and a lot of those behinds have been kickable. So the door's still open for the Bulldogs, and they'd love to get a late one. Coming back now, Kafalis. We say it every time we see the Bulldogs. He's done a ton of work so far. Just grudging this one through Pennant Hills. Plant has been good in the back line for the Bulldogs. Gets it back under pressure. Jack didn't have prior opportunity there. Good decision, umpire. Tackled as he took possession of the ball. Fantastic decision made.
If you ever want to see an example of a hospital pass, that was it just then by Kafalis. As good as he's been. Ball comes away now. I think it's Rodriguez. He's going to put on the boot. Kicks it forward for the Bulldogs, where it goes straight to the Demons. And it's going to be cut off nicely there by Kieran Wright. Now they're going to overturn this.
In fact, the umpire sees called the decision as holding the man off the ball. And it's 50-metre penalties for time wasting. So, a little bit of tide turning at the moment in favour of the Bulldogs. And interestingly to note that this is now in the arms of Jeremy Keel, who you have to say has been pretty well unsighted this afternoon. He's now been handed a free shot at goal. And if he can get this one through, might just lift the confidence levels of the Bulldogs. It'll certainly reduce the margin. And he comes in, does like a goal, doesn't look good off the boot, sprays it to the right. And as much as a goal would have built his confidence, I think that one's really going to take a hit.
Interesting. Sorry, yeah, just going to say, interesting to note, Parmenter's since been off for a period of time after coming back on briefly. So it looks like he's still dealing with some pain there. Just trying to run it off.
He came on and kicked that goal, and so he's been of value to the Bulldogs, even with the injury, but I'd like to see more from him. The Bulldogs go straight up the middle. In fact, the Demons, it is pushing forward now, but there's plenty of Bulldogs around. There's Plant with a good handball, and the Siren's going to beat them. They were just building there, the Bulldogs. But at half-time here at Henson Park, after a late little rally from the team from the eastern suburbs, the margin is 24 points. And if you're a Pennant Hills supporter and a Pennant Hills coach, more specifically, you'd like to see that one a little bit bigger at half-time. You've dominated the game, just haven't been able to really open up the scoreboard. And jury, the door's still open for the Bulldogs as we take a little look at this at half-time.
Look, it certainly is some encouraging signs there for Uni New South Wales v Sydney. And psychologically too, they'll know that they've beaten Pennant Hills only a couple of weeks ago, so they just stay in touch. They're kicking the early goals. We saw some encouraging sign there, and they've certainly got to get big Henry Mason more involved, particularly with Parmenter off the ground. And Pennant Hills, as you said, they haven't really capitalised, so certainly still anyone's game, and very much looking forward to the second half.
Half-time here at Henson Park. The margin's 24 points. Pennant Hills 6-9-45. The Bulldogs 3-3-21. We're going to take a short break for the half-time interval. Join us back here in about 15 to 20 minutes' time as we bring you all the action here. It's the elimination final. Demons by 24.
I miss you up there. Why are you all by yourself? Oh, really?
Almost set here at Henson Park for the third quarter of this elimination final. The margin's 24 points in favour of the Demons, but a little late surge there in that second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter and going into half-time, would have given a little bit of confidence to Bulldogs supporters that their team might be able to bridge this gap and maybe extend their season for another week. Only time will tell, and we will know in almost an hour's time who will be proceeding through the finals, and who will be having a few drinks on Monday to celebrate their season and to bring you all the action as we just kick off in this third quarter up here in the King George V stand. It'll be Drury Forbes.
Third quarter elimination final. Who's going to go on to play next week? We'll soon find out. It's the Demons by 4 goals as the ball comes out of the centre. And it's going to be picked up by the Demons early, although it's a scrappy one, and it's still anyone's ball. Chris Field's going to come away with it with a banana who goes towards Matthew Thomas. And if he gets a favourable bounce here, Thomas, he's away. He elects to step back inside. He's just going to chip nicely to his teammate Delaquila. Now, possibly didn't mark that Delaquila, and the Bulldogs have come in and tackled him nicely. So, certainly, as we mentioned, still anybody's game here this afternoon, and the Bulldogs will take some confidence in the fact that they beat the Demons not that long ago. In fact, a couple of weeks ago. It's Pennant Hills with the ball, centre field, as they look to push forward into their attacking 50. Kick comes in. It's going to go to ground, and the Bulldogs are going to come away with it through Adam Golden.
Yeah, Golden's one of those players that's going to need to step up this afternoon if they're going to find their way back in front. Kafalis now comes back across, gives it to McKinlay. He's been a live wire for the Bulldogs. That kick's not his best. Now the Demons will make them pay. They come through. Was the ball touched off the boot? It wasn't. And the umpire's seen it go through the middle. And, well, every opportunity they've got, the Pennant Hills Demons have swooped, and they get another one on the board.
Yeah, well, just got to get better at their shorter kicking. The Bulldogs have spoken about this all game, and they're just not hitting their targets as well as they normally would. And crucial turnover there from the kick in, and he made no mistake. Plenty of pressure on him too, as we can see there in the replay. But certainly made no mistake. Lovely kick. And Pennant Hills this time been the first to kick a goal in the quarter.
Back in the middle.
So ball goes up.
On play, and it's going to go against Pennant Hills, I believe. Although the umpire's not showing a lot of confidence here. We call a let. You don't see that often.
No.
There's a few people near us, Drury, they'll be asking a few questions at three-quarter time, you'd think. As we continue the play, Bulldogs desperate to get this one out of the middle. Could have been holding the man. The umpire says play on, and they've said that all day, and it's been good. McKinlay in there, as is Smith, the opposing 28. McKinlay wraps him up. The umpire will say, my ball. Throw it in the air, and we'll start again. Good attack on the football there from Cam Smith from the Demons. Now, Widmer for the Bulldogs does the ruck work on this occasion, has to do his own. Angel now with the ball. He's wrapped up, and we'll do it all again. Just not able to get that flowing football that we've seen so often from the Bulldogs. Just the run from Golden. Keel, as we've said a couple of times, been almost unsighted this afternoon.
Yeah, very fortuitous free kick there to Kafalis, Craig.
Yeah, just cooked it a little bit high. But once again, nothing on offer forward, so they've got to chip it around. Collett pushes it out. I think it's Golden on the far wing. He's got nothing on offer. He just tries to invent something going forward.
Oh, what a catch.
He does. Widmer takes a unbelievable mark, low to the ground. And he hands it off now. Golden's backed up. Has a shot on goal. Just pushes it across. And a minor score, 3 goals, 4-22. They trail by 29 points.
They can't lose sight of the fact there's plenty of time here, the Bulldogs. There's no need to panic. I know there's less than 5 goals in it now, but they've still got plenty of time. So they need to stick to their guns, and they certainly need someone to lift, though, as Pennant Hills come away. And nice pick up there. And straight on the boot towards centre field. It's going to come down to the turf. Who's going to stand up and take ownership of the footy? It looks like the Bulldogs. Tim Widmar's there. Gets a nice handball away. Kafalis, is he the recipient? He does get to it, but there's plenty of pressure there. Plenty of Demons circling. And the umpire wants it.
And that's what they've done well this afternoon, Drury. When the ball's in dispute, they've been able to lock it in, the Demons, and just make sure that there's no easy football coming out. And when they get an opportunity to run free, They've done so well. Good handball there from Nick Campbell. And look at this run. Richardson pounces on the ball, throws on the left boot, and gets it through. They've squeezed another one, the Demons, and it's off the boot of Alistair Richardson. And look at the boys go to him.
Oh, fantastic goal. Look, you just saw those three of them lining up then. They're just hungrier for the footy today, Craig. They're flocking in numbers. They're more aggressive. They just want the ball more than the Bulldogs at the moment, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
You see here, the ball pops out, and there's three Demons attacking it. Richardson's the one that picks it up. Nice bounce, and kicks truly. What a good result for the Demons. And you can see the excitement in their team as they get 1 foot inside the door of a second semi-final against North Shore next week.
Well, they beat St George quite convincingly last week, Pennant Hills, and we saw St George beat North Shore yesterday. So if that's a form line, they're in tremendous form, Pennant Hills. And we're seeing that again today as we see a tackle there on Williamson as he tried to get it out. Now Pennant Hills have got it. Nice handball away to Wales. Wales got it away very quickly to Vidmar. Sam Vidmar straight on the boot. And it was Ryan Plant back there. He took the mark. Now Plant's on a little bit of pressure, gets the hand pass away. And they're going to go out now to Williamson as the target, and also Vidmar's there, the big ruckman, Timothy Vidmar. He took a nice catch, taken a couple of nice catches in the last 5 minutes. Now he dishes off to Hayden Nichols, who goes long, and almost a mark. There was a nice kick from Nichols, just couldn't take it there, Jeremy Keel. And Pennant Hills now cleaning up the scraps. They've got the footy. He kicks to a 4-on-1 though, and it's going to come back the way of the Bulldogs through Hayden Nichols, who goes inside. A little bit of 1-2. Thomas Heath back to Vidmar, the big fella. He's been everywhere. The ball comes away to Ryan Plant, who comes inside, and a nice mark there, the number 13 to the Bulldogs in Joel Robbie.
Yeah, Widmer waging a one-man battle at the moment to try and get his side back in this thing. Oh, handball there, chopped off well by Wright. Now it's Cam Smith. Gives it to Richardson. He pushes it forward. The bounce doesn't favour Bilby, and in fact it does now. Gets the handball, almost didn't connect. Gets it across, gives it to Widmer, throws it on the boot. They've got another one, the Demons. They're on the fire at the moment.
Fantastic teamwork by the Demons. Look at that. The Bulldogs, they had a few opportunities there. The ball was rebounding, but they never gave up, the Demons. And as soon as they had an opportunity forward, just fantastic backing up. They just always seem to have numbers around the ball. And as you can see here, a lovely snap around the corner.
I'd like to have another look at that Bilby handball. I don't know that there was much connection with his other hand. That's the Richardson goal. You see here. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a throw, Craig.
Well, they've missed one, and they've got away with it, Demons. The replay will kill you.
Lucky break there for the Demons, but they'll take it as we see the Vidmars go up. But this time it's the Bulldogs away. Great smother. Great smother, keeps the ball in there. It was a fantastic smother by Angel, but the Bulldogs will get another chance. And Cupido puts it on the boot forward, and there he is again, the big fella, Mason. Henry Mason with the mark. There's not much forward for the Bulldogs though. Probably should just go long here. He does, Mason. He just sits it up for a couple of one-on-ones. Now Vidmar was in there, and the Bulldogs, they'll get an opportunity.
Quite soon, free kick will go to Keel. Can't quite see what it was for. Not a lot of remonstration. Keel will line up. Really only his second opportunity, both from free kicks. And this one he puts through the middle. So a better result on this occasion for Jeremy Keel, and he gets his name onto the score sheet. And the Bulldogs get one back.
We see there even Henry Mason was just a little bit reluctant to play on, and certainly we're not quite used to this from the Bulldogs. They usually play on a lot more, and Pennant Hills certainly the team playing on and getting numbers to the ball and moving the ball a lot quicker from what we've seen so far.
Just look at the replay. Keel, easy as you like, puts it through. And the Bulldogs reduce the margin to 35 points.
Would you ever have anyone else kicking for your life than Jeremy Keel, Craig?
Well, I would have said that after I saw his first shot on goal, which was very lazy, and it missed to the right at the other end of the ground. But he seems to have righted that wrong. And as the Bulldogs, nice kick in from the fence, and now they've got a little bit of run. Off the boot, foot. I was going to say off the boot of foot. Off the boot of foot. And it's turnover now. Kieran Wright was able to collect, and an underground kick going forward has ended up over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in at the 10-minute mark of this third quarter. Margin 35 points.
Well, that was a lot better from the Bulldogs. We saw Adam Golden take that mark in their defensive 50, and he didn't muck around. He kept running, went straight to foot, and they looked for the big man Mason. It didn't come off for them that time, the Bulldogs, but that's exactly what they need to do.
Widmer rides the bumps there. I think it was Smith again going up against him. Wales just scrubs it forward, looking for Deary Wickrama. Haven't seen as much of him in the latter stages of this game as we did in that first quarter. He's very prominent. This one goes over the boundary line. And he can pop up and be very dangerous at times, Deary Wickrama. I've almost nailed the name. It's been about 4 years. Spent a bit of time on the Geelong list, so we had a couple of years off. Terrible injuries down there, and was unable to break into what is a dominant Geelong side. But very handy footballer and very good in the scholastic area as well, I believe. Drury.
Is that so, Craig?
Bulldogs now try and mount another attack. They go forward. They've got a player all open in this place. It's McKinlay. Too far out to score, you'd think. Now he just wants to get it on quickly. Does so. Mason in the area. Can't get it there. Good work there from the Pennant Hills defenders. They've given him nothing this afternoon, Mason. They've learnt from the last time they met. And they made sure that his hands don't stick. And it's Parmenter who comes up with the football. Goes good to see him back out there. Mason now doing the ruck work. Lands back in his arms. He gets crunched as he tries to kick. Now the tackle applied. Good work there from Edmonds for the Demons. The umpire will have it again. And a little bit of frustration coming into the game. I saw a couple of things earlier from Jeremy Keel. Want to be a little bit careful. Oh, good attack of the football there from Witt, but he will be penalised, I reckon, under the new rule. No. I'm confused. It is Witt. Did make contact below the knees, but drew the free kick. As the Bulldogs now under a bit of pressure, and the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
So we see Rodriguez now. He's just come on in those socks again. They still haven't given him a new pair of socks, Craig, Rodriguez, but he's replaced Vidmar in the ruck, and he'll go up against Bilby. And Bilby's going to get the points here as it comes out to Crisfield. Crisfield might fancy himself here. He puts it on the boot. It's just going to go right. So all too easy for the Demons at the moment, it seems. Minor score. And we're out to 36 now. And once again, the Bulldogs unable to clear it from the kick in, just giving the Demons another opportunity, but they win it back now. And it's a nice little kick forward from Alex Foote. Just going to find the boundary line.
And the margin's 6 goals. In a normal context of the game, you'd think it's not beyond the Bulldogs, but you just can't see where they're going to score those 6 goals and then hold them out at the other end. At the moment, the time ticks over. It's a cliche, but it just gets further and further away for the Bulldogs. We need to spark something up quickly. And it's a Pennant Hills. It's a very determined Pennant Hills side, and we do know that Pennant Hills are very good finals football players. They've featured in many final series over the last decade or so. In fact, maybe even longer. And they do love September action. It's almost like the weather heats up, as does the Pennant Hills Demons side. As the Bulldogs now look to switch it sideways and trying to invent something. There was Nichols coming out of defence. Short kick is on, and they've found Towan. Towan now looking for Keel. He's just a little bit slow off the mark, and in effect it turns it over, and now Demons are back on the attack. Got a player on his own now. I think it's Widmar. Widmar now deep in the pocket. Wants to straighten up. Touched off the boot. Rushed through for a behind. 9 goals, 11, 65. Plays 4-4-28. 14 and a half minutes played in this third quarter.
Yeah, once again, the Demons just very quick in getting the ball forward. And a nice little touch there from the Bulldogs to force it behind. As we see now, Alex Foote with the ball. He's going to switch it up. And a nice little kick towards this grandstand side. He's going to find James Pascoe. Pascoe puts it on the boot forward. Now he's looking for big Henry Mason, who's got a 2-on-1. And just couldn't get to it.
Just seems to be that kick each time, Jury. Second or third kick out of defence. They just can't seem to find a strong target. And give due respect to Pennant Hills, they've really clogged up that area and given them nothing. And we'll have a ball up here on the grandstand side of Henson Park. You must say, apart from a little bit of a sandpit in the middle, Henson Park looking very good after a winter of both AFL and rugby league played on this ground. And all credit to the Marrickville Council and the groundskeepers here for maintaining it in this state. It's a great little handy ground to be playing AFL Sydney on.
Great suburban ground.
Rawlinson gets it out to Collett. Collett's kick is smothered off the boot. In there, I think, is Smith. He's wrapped up, and the umpire says holding the ball. And a little bit going the way of the Bulldogs at the moment, but they need to put it onto the scoreboard. Rawlinson now with the kick. Goes inside. And he's found Thomas Heath.
Yeah, tough call that. You don't want to discourage players from taking on others, do you? I thought he got the handball away then, but the Bulldogs have it. Now he's kicked straight into the man the mark, so it's going to be play on here. And poor old Michael Towan didn't have much to work with. Foot's coming in for the Bulldogs, but the Demons very, very good in wrapping the ball up, as they've continued to do, and they've really slowed this game down with their tackling, haven't they, Pennant Hills? They've really played it on their terms as the Bulldogs come away and try and get away, but it's like it was a throw was the call there, Craig. Might have been ball, as we see kicking forward Cameron Smith, another one that's been fantastic for Pennant Hills, and it's a great little crumb there and a great goal from Nick Campbell. Fantastic, timed his run beautifully, just got the crumbs straight into the bread basket, made no mistake from a metre out. That's their 10th goal this afternoon.
Yeah, an opportunistic goal for Nick Campbell. See here, Cam Smith moving the ball on quickly. Ball comes in, beautifully read there by Campbell, landed straight in his arms. Goal opens up. Thank you very much. 10 goals and the margin out to 43 points. And this one is almost done.
Yeah, I think he was lucky not to kick that footy into one of the Scotas there behind the goals there too, Craig.
It's all right. Plenty of dealers in Sydney. Plenty of parts. I have no idea. I assume so. Back in the middle now. Bulldogs with it all ahead of them now. The margin's 43 points. Over there, Keel, Ed. Handball out, and they just hurried the kick forward. Plenty of blue and red jumpers around this one. Well read there from Dunn. Now they've pushed it forward, and in the air, a good mark taken there by Pascoe, and wants to move it quickly, and they're out of defence, the Bulldogs.
Ball comes forward now, nice little tap on. He tried to give it to his teammate there, was Golden. He's going to come away with Crisfield. No, also over the ball there was, Matthew Vile. And Matthew Vile's going to get the free kick. He pumps it forward. Adiri Wickrama thereabouts, always presenting. But once again, a lovely tap on. Oh, I think it was Vidmar there, just offline with the around the corner kick. Fortunately for the Bulldogs, a minor score.
Yeah, but it's all Pennant Hills on the attack at the moment. The Bulldogs just can't get it past halfway. They need to find something. They've really missed that run from Adam Golden, who is one of those attacking half-backs, likes to take the ball and run. Nearly brought that one in there, did Golden, but he's having the handball off the ground. Sits up nicely, but tackled straight away, and the umpire's seen a free kick here, and he's called holding the ball. Good tackle by Alistair Richardson, and he will go back and have a shot on goal. Just puts the hand up and says, take a chill pill, boys. I got this one.
Well, there is a slight breeze. The breeze has been changing this afternoon. It's been swirling around, but as we speak right now, there is a slight breeze to his back, so he'll back himself here, Richardson.
Nice kick of the football. Stalwart of the competition, you have to say. This one comes off the boot. It's a nice strike. And it's gone through the middle. He's squeezed it in. Richardson, and it's another one on the board for the Demons, and they are doing everything right at the moment.
They certainly are. And it's a grim old day for the Bulldogs in the AFL as well. Demons leading there as well. So certainly a great day thus far if you're a Demons supporter, particularly here at Henson Park.
Beautiful action. Never in doubt.
Distance never a problem, was it?
Beautiful. Pretty to watch.
The score now out to a 49-point margin. As once again it goes Pennant Hills' way through Vidmar. Vidmar straight on the boot. Great, I think that might have been a mark. Yes, the umpires paid it. A great mark. And Matthew Carey. Fantastic mark there. And I dare say, Craig, when you're wearing white boots like that, you know how to kick a goal.
He certainly does, Matthew Carey. He is one that I'd have my life on for a shot on goal. Has earned the right to wear the white boots over the years. Carey, as I said, missed a bit of football through injury this year. But usually a beautiful kick of the football. And this occasion, not a problem whatsoever.
A sigh of relief there, Craig. You built him up, I'll tell you that. Tell you what, but no, never in doubt that one. And inflicts further pain on these Bulldogs.
Very pretty action. You come in here, nice and straight. Beautiful ball drop, read the breeze perfectly. Not a worry in the world, Matthew Carey.
Fortunately, nice and clear of those 40-odd scoters behind the goal there, Craig, as we see the Vidmars go up for it again. Nice kick clear from the Bulldogs, though. Almost a mark. The kick was from Hayden Nichols. He's made some territory for Uni. Just trying to clear the pack there. Towan's there. And we'll see another ball up. So racing in there for the Demons was Sam Vidmar. And they're going to get the first kick, although it is somewhat smothered. Sam Vidmar tussling with Kafalis. Give me the ball, he says. Although he just ended up tapping it forward for his teammates. And there's lots of bodies in there. A little throw. Well, Thomas Edmonds got it away somehow. We'll leave it at that. And the Bulldogs, big Vidmar here. Oh boy, lots of courage there shown by the big fella, Timothy Vidmar, with the mark. He hands on straight away to Nichols.
Nichols now down the line. And he found Mason, a rare opportunity for Mason. Taking the mark, swings around now on the right boot. Keel in the area, but it's all Demons. And it's all Kieran Wright. And he just takes a settling mark. And you want to take the pace out of this. He's found something he likes and puts it out in front. Just too big. And now it's back there for Soames. And he's wrapped up in a good tackle. Brent Jack now with the ball is popping it out. They're going forward again, the Demons. They've got players around this one as well. Bilby just pulls out. Adiri Wickrama on the loose ball. Handballs are back inside. Now with Widmar. Widmar with a little handover all over. Carey couldn't find the handle. And the ball goes out of bounds. Asking the question, but we'll have a boundary throw in. Exciting little passage of play, that one.
Fantastic handball from Adiri Wickrama. But, you know, Teddy Vidmar, he needed to go quicker than that. Wickrama showed him how to do it.
Yeah. Couldn't cut, copy, paste. Now the Bulldogs try and get it out of the area, but good mark taken there. It's Angel, and Angel will look to make the big switch. He's found something he likes. Widmar off the back line. Too far out to score, not for Kieran Wright though. Runs on, throws it on the right boot, goes forward, just off line. Through for a minor score. Danger signs now for the Bulldogs. Their season on the line. You can just see out here as well. It's Thomas Heath down on his haunches. Parmenter on the bench as well. So they've taken a bit of a toll injury-wise this afternoon, but certainly hasn't been the difference. It's just been a very determined Pennant Hills side that will look to go on. In fact, with the margin at 56 points, it's well beyond the Bulldogs now. What do you do here, Drury, as if you're the Pennant Hills Demons side? You take the foot off the pedal a little bit, just try and make sure you can go into next week's game free of injuries, or what do you do? Just keep the pace up as a Derry Wickrama. I'll get back to that. He runs on, goes into an open goal. He's not taking the pace off, that's for sure. And Derry Wickrama puts another one on the board for the Demons. And as I was saying, do you slow down at all, Drew, or do you just keep doing that?
No, just keep doing that, Craig. He's been one of their best today, Derry Wickrama. I certainly think it might be a bit early for that, but yes, there will be a point in the game where they will have to start thinking about that. As we just see the replay here, and fantastic body work from a Derry Wickrama. Really sucked his opponent underneath that, and Ryan Plant, easy as you like, ran back behind the ball, and Wooshka straight into the Scotus.
We're keeping an eye on the Toyota AFL Grand Final as well this afternoon, later in the year.
Yep, thanks to Life Broker. As the ball goes up, Vidmar versus Vidmar. It comes down to Chris Field, who's another top performer for Pennant Hills this afternoon thus far, and he's going to kick it forward. The ball, they try and keep it in. Matthew Carey was there, and he managed to get a kick away. And it was a fantastic kick away because Vidmar, he's going to come across and snap it through for another Pennant Hills goal. Fantastic work there from Vidmar and Carey. Oh, it's just relentless here, Craig.
Certainly is. Not doing anything wrong at the moment, the Demons. And just can't find anything, the Bulldogs. See out here, Crisfield just pops it up over the back. Widmar with a loose football does a little dance, little pirouette onto the right boot. Just squeezes it next to the post. Another one on the board for Pennant Hills. Back in the middle. Nichols for the Bulldogs, trying to get them going forward. It's been a tough afternoon for the boys in white, because these blue and red have just been on everything. Here he is, Delaquila now lining up. Just sprays it to the right.
They're playing on it any opportunity they get.
They're not giving us any chance to put in a few choice superlatives, Drury. Every time you just want to throw out a few lesser known adjectives, Pennant Hills are turning around and having shot on goal. So, giving us nothing at the moment.
We'll have to try and sneak in a few more Slater and Gordon replays, Craig.
That's a good idea. Anyone out there wants to get on board? We are looking at the moment at our options for 2014. Happy to bring these games live to you throughout the 2013 season. As Pennant Hills drive forward at Terry Grama. Well, he hasn't taken the foot off the gas. In fact, he's gone up a gear. And he's at ground level now. Wales in there as well. In there is Widmar wrestling around with Rodriguez. Let him play. Stand around, boys. Winner takes all. The umpire has different ideas. And he wants to throw it in the air and start it again. Widmar cramping up. Can't stop it for cramp, sir. We play on now. In there is Mason trying to bustle his way through. Collett picks it up cleanly, turns around, just sees a little bit of space, drives them inside 50. Jeremy Keel has had a dog day this afternoon. In there, Kafalis, he's tried as good as he can. And also in there is Towan, but every time they get the ball, they're being beset upon by Demons. And they come away with it, Pennant Hills. And the umpire's seen a free kick here, holding the ball, so 7 tackles applied by Pennant Hills, 1 by the Bulldogs, and they get a holding the ball decision. And now it's in the arms of Adam Golden.
Yeah, nice little kick to Adam Golden there. The way they're playing the Demons, I'd be very worried if I was North Shore. Tremendous performance thus far.
They are a different side than we saw a couple of weeks ago, and of course they played St George last week and defeated them. So they're timing their run as Golden comes in and misses to the near side.
Timing their run beautifully.
Our final specialist, Pennant Hills.
There's plenty of commotion on their bench as well at the moment. It's a tale of two benches, really. Pennant Hills are about, whereas Bulldogs, well, quite stationary down there at the moment as we hear the hooter in the background.
So we go into three-quarter time. The margin is 68 points. It's been a dominant display thus far by the Pennant Hills Demons, and they lead 14-13, 97 to the University of New South Wales 4-5-29. 68 points to margin, as we said, and it's a long way back for the Bulldogs. In fact, I'll be out there and say that it's too far, and we will see the Pennant Hills Demons progress through the final series, although we've still got a quarter of football left. So we'll take a short break here. Join us back here in about 5 minutes' time. So we'll bring you all the action from the final quarter of this elimination final. So we're back for the final quarter here of the elimination final, and it'll probably be the final quarter for the University of New South Wales Eastern Suburbs Bulldogs. Must be said, reigning premiers of the AFL Sydney competition. It looks like they'll be bundled out in the first week of finals, and it'll be Pennant Hills that will progress. The margin at the moment is 68 points. In fact, just looking there, a small adjustment to the scoreboard makes it 69 points. Just a little bit harder for the Bulldogs to come back. So we're set in the middle of the ground to bring you this final quarter. Drury Forbes.
Ball goes up now. What can the Bulldogs muster? They got a bit of a spray from the coach at half time, but it's the Demons that are going to come away with this, although a great smother there from the Bulldogs. And Demons rather go forward. And I think there's going to be a call here to Pennant Hills, Craig.
Bilby just got caught high, so he'll take the kick. And he'll be kicking from outside. Jeez, I love those socks, don't you? The grey socks there. And the kick goes inside, looking for Alistair Richardson. Just couldn't bring the mark down. Wrapped up in the tackle there, applied by foot. They come away with it. I think it was Vidmar with the kick out into open space, but Wales now just tries to get onto it. Handball's in front of him. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Well, it looks like Thomas Heath is shopping at the same store as Rodriguez, Craig.
We go to the same laundromat over there in the eastern suburbs and use the cheap detergent. As the ball comes back in. And there is Rawlinson. Widmar trying to do his best. I've liked his game this afternoon. He's been almost their best on ground, I believe. As they come forward again, the Demons. In there is Dunn. He's wrapped up as quickly as he got it. And we'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Demons.
Right, once again, Pennant Hills pressing. They got a few players off the ball all by themselves as well as Bilby gets the tap. Quickly thrown on the boot there by Alex Foote, but a nice punch coming across by Tom Williamson. Kept in though by Matthew Thomas, but to his detriment as the Bulldogs got the kick away. They send it forward to Big Henry Mason, but a couple of Demons there just forcing it out of bounds in Kieran Wright. And also
Ben Irwin there wearing 29.
Yeah, Benny Irwin was there to help him out. So the ball will come back in, and Vidmar is all over his namesake there. Is good tackle, good solid tackle there from Matthew Rawlinson. And what can the Bulldogs come up with here? As Craig mentioned, defending premiers. They're still the incumbents for another quarter. They've got a lot of pride in the club, so they'll want to put in a big performance here. But it's Matthew Thomas coming away for the Demons now as he kicked truly and found Nicholas Campbell, who led well. Campbell doesn't muck around, puts on the foot. Here he is, Adiri Wickrama.
Great work there from Nick Campbell. Took the strong mark, but had the presence of mind to look up and found Adiri Wickrama. He's got a great set of hands. And an equally great set of feet, if it can be said, as he lines up for a shot on goal. He comes in now. Oh, he just sort of strikes at it, but he's got it through the behinds. So, 14-15, 99, the Pennant Hills Demons.
Yeah, just couldn't quite swing that one back, but a good effort. And he's been solid all day. Deary Wickrama as the ball comes out now to, I think it's Rawlinson. Oh, hospital pass. He was wrapped up straight away there. Was Max Collett.
Williamson
rather.
Hospital pass. He didn't get good delivery coming out of the back line. The ball didn't hit him. He had to.
It's actually Ryan Plant that got tackled, Craig.
Yeah, 37 Williamson is the one that just put him under a ton of pressure. Oi!
Well, is that the tap of the century?
Trying to take mark of the year from a boundary throw in. Nice ride. This one's wrapped up. Oh, it gives us a little bit to go on with in this final quarter. The game well beyond the Bulldogs now.
Somebody tell him that doesn't count as a mark.
Sort of got up there and thought, how do I get here? And more importantly, how do I get down? As Adiri Wickrama attacks this football. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Just keep your eyes. We might have another mark of the year for this boundary, for this throw up. Bilby there trying to ruck from behind. Campbell back on it. Plant. In fact, this is Delaquilla. And Delaquilla's finally got his foot on the ball, and he's found another goal. And it's just opening the floodgates now for the Demons.
It's an acute angle too. He finished very well there, Delaquila. Fantastic finish. And we'll just pick up a replay of that now. It's just not getting the ball away, the Bulldogs. And once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 2. There's Demons everywhere. And the pressure forces the turnover straight into the arms of Delaquila. And he put it straight through for the 6 points. So they now hit the 100 mark. Pennant Hills, it's 15-15, 105 plays 4-5-29.
Back in the middle. And they'll look to build now, the Demons. They're on a roll. It's party time. One sense they'll be happy there. It might be sand in the eyes there of... can't see who it is.
It's not David Hasselhoff.
No. They go through. It's Golden now tracking this one back. Could have been taken high. In fact, he was for Golden. They'll play it on now. Nichols with the ball. He'll look down the field. He's got a couple to look at. Mason's one of those, and finally gets one to stick. It's too far out to score. Just wheels back now, top of the square. Plenty of Demons around this one. Good punch from behind, and they swoop again. Chris Fields had a very solid game in the back half, and there's been a free kick found. It's going to go to the Bulldogs, and it's going to go to Pascoe. Started the game playing out of defence. Now finds himself with a shot on goal.
Well, they still haven't surpassed Pennant Hill's quarter-time score here, Craig, so hopefully for the Bulldogs' sake, Pascoe can put this one through.
Leans back, and he does that. And they get their 5th goal on the board to a little smattering of applause from the Bulldog faithful.
Yes, well, it'll be Mad Monday drinks for the Bulldogs tonight, I'm sure. There'll be a little bit of business down at the Doncaster tonight, Craig.
Sneak past there for a quiet one myself on the way home. Might then head down to the Palace at Breakfast Point there. Get another one in there for another Mad Monday. So we'll just do a Mad Monday tour. Yeah, Giants boys will be down at the Palace tonight. Reminiscing. Preparing. Could meet up with the Bulldogs later on in the night. But we digress. Umpire throws this one into the turf. And a smart decision also this afternoon, Jury. A little thing, but they've just moved that centre circle out of Coogee Beach and allowed a little bit of more free-flowing centre football this afternoon. And this is what's happened here. The ball bounces over and Mason couldn't hold it. He's beset upon by 3. In there again, here's Keel. Wants to swing around, give it to Collett. There's 2 names that should have been a little bit more prominent this afternoon and might have seen a little bit of a different result. And they are now the Demons. Crisfield just weaves a kick through to Wales. It's going to sit up soon, and it does very well. Could have been in the back. Umpire lets it play on. Jack, he's dispossessed. Widmer with a striking handball out to Nichols. Nichols goes across and finds Foot. Foot now does a little bit of nice footwork and gets it inside. Now it's with Rawlinson. Swings round on the left. Has he got it on line? No, he misses to the right. 5 goals, 6. 36 now, the Bulldogs. And it's a very different game when the football gets to this stage, Jury. It's a little bit of a keepings off, and we'll see what you want to do with it sometimes. Nice
mark there by Ben Irwin, who flicks it across. Now he tried to pick out Matthew Thomas. The kick was just short, but he goes back now to Chris Field. And Chris Field, I'm not sure if that stayed in. It didn't. He was looking there for Delaquila. And it's going to be a Bulldogs ball now to be kicked in by Joel Robbie. There's plenty of Bulldogs players still calling for it. Good to see from the defending premiers as Robbie goes forward. Gee, big Vidmar. He went flying into the pack. I think he took it.
He's taken the mark, Vidmar.
He's rolled him over like a stack of 10 pins. And he's taken a fantastic mark. I think you were saying, Craig, he's got your vote for the best on ground for Bulldogs thus far as big Timothy Vidmar.
I don't know if they still have the tap and fill, but I'd be giving it to him tonight if it does in fact exist down there at the Doncaster. Finish this off with a nice goal. Won't. Just have a quick look at that mark, just see how it happened. See Widmar from far off in the side, just crashes the pack. Nice take. And just couldn't finish off.
Just taking a while to get this ball back. It appears to have just been stuck under the wheel of one of the Scoters, but they've found it.
Might have been a Superb up there, I think, or a Yeti. Crisfield with the short kick in, fires it into Cam Smith.
Now Crisfield wants it short, but Cam Smith's going to go straight ahead, and it turned out to be a good option. Now Matthew Carey's calling for it very wide, and he goes that way, and what a fantastic kick that was. Found Matthew Carey, he puts it onto that trusty left foot, although not on this occasion, however. Nice little quick swift handball finds Matthew Thomas. He goes in field to Harry Angel, who was actually more intent on putting a shepherd on than picking up the ball for himself. And in the end, we've got the tackle laid on Thomas Edmonds for a balled up. Nice tackle from Jeremy Keel. Ball goes up now, Vidmar, a little bit of tussling. He puts it straight down to Collett. Collett kicks it, first option, just couldn't take the mark there was McKinlay. And now trying to kick it on the boot there was Joel Robbie, who's been doing plenty of running this last quarter. Now comes away now through Golden. Golden with a nice little kick short to McKinlay. McKinlay, he takes a few steps and puts it forward, looking for Jeremy Keel. But there's a few Demons back and a nice clearance from Kieran Wright. And we're going to see it over for a boundary throwing.
So a little bit of spark here from the Bulldogs. Too little, too late. But gives them something to talk about later on tonight at least. And as the ball comes back in, Widmar. Cam Smith goes up against him in the area as well. There is Thomas for the Demons. Now McKinlay. Nice little pop over to Rawlinson. Rawlinson straightens up. He's got Mason. And that's what we haven't seen much of this afternoon. Just a little bit of good vision there from Rawlinson. And he found Mason. And he'll go back and have a shot from about 35 out, right in front. Prodigious goal scorer is Henry Mason. It's off the boot nicely. The umpire just sees it sail over the hat, and he gets one on the board late in this game. And the 12-minute mark, the margin's back to 62 points.
Yep, nice finish from Henry Mason. Just feel that he just hasn't been that dominant presence today that we usually expect from him, and certainly attracted much more attention once Parmenter left the field. But a nice grab on that occasion, getting into space, and a lovely finish from the big man.
So in the back in the middle, it's the Demons by 62, 12 and a half in this last quarter. They will progress. It'll be Pennant Hills versus North Shore in the, I can never work it out, second or first semi-final. In semi-final at least next week. As Adiri Wikrama comes streaming out of the middle, looking for Angel, and now he applies a tackle to Adiri Wikrama. Angel gets back, gets the handball out, squeezes it through. They're now away. Nice little handball over the top. I think it was there Thomas trying to get the ball clear. Gets it going forward. Dunn onto it. Now Carey with a nice inventive handball. Look at this for party tricks. They go back again onto the ball there, tackled by Widmer. In fact, it's not Widmer there, it's Keel. And it's wrapped up eventually. The ball in the arms of Thomas Edmonds. And in fact, he's got the free kick. If you give it back to the umpire, you should just, not actually get given the free kick. I think if you don't feel like you've got it, you don't deserve it. Anyway, Vile couldn't find the handle. And there'll be a kick after the play downfield. And Kafalis will take that for the Bulldogs.
As they move inbound now, and a nice mark taken by Joel Robbie. Robbie gives it straight to Vidmar, the big man, Tim Vidmar. Looked for Jeremy Keel, just couldn't get it, but it came down nicely in the hands of Edward Keel, and they move forward, the Bulldogs, looking for Hayden Nichols, and just taken away from his grasp there from Daniel Witt, who's going to move it on quickly to try and look for Matthew Thomas. Although it looks like we've got Adam Golden just putting some pressure. Oh, well done. Goes inbound now, finds Kieran Wright, who puts it on the boot forward. Big Timothy Vidmar's found himself out on the outer side, and he forces the turnover coming back for the Bulldogs. Golden, he fires it forward. Nice kick, picks out Rawlinson, What's he going to do? Where's the big fella, Henry Mason? Here comes Mason's lead. Rawlinson waited for his second movement. It's going to be a bit of a mismatch, but couldn't get the mark there, Big Mason. And there's numbers to the footy. Now, could be gone there. Umpire says play on, and they're going to get another a chance. Golden puts on the boot. It's a grubber. There's plenty of players around the footy, and the umpire might have to get involved here.
Keel wrapped up in the tackle. 14 approaching 15-minute mark of this final quarter. It's going through the motions, and those motions have been very impressive by the Pennant Hills Demons. They've came out with, and we mentioned it in the first 5 minutes, they just seem to have some ferocious attack on the football, and their intent was to come out firing, put the scores on the board early. They had plenty of opportunities. In fact, at one stage you thought they might have wasted a few of those, but just by sheer weight of numbers, the Demons will come away with the win this afternoon and progress further into September action. Good work by Witt, just tracked that back. He had 3 to beat, and he beat them well. Rodriguez, though, chops this one off in the last line of defence. Could have been a 50-metre penalty there. Bilby actively in the area with his hands in the air. New rule from the umpires. I don't know what it's all about, but it's there as Carey throws it forward. Now it's Heath, just tops it back. Witt, in fact, it's Bilby in the area. Delaquila, he drops his player down on the deck, and that's a good hit. And ends up with Widmer, so quite fun to watch these last 10 or 15 minutes, Jury. It's been a different style of football.
Yeah, look, and it's good to see the defending premiers still having a crack. You know, the Bulldogs are still putting in there, but Pennant Hills been a fantastic display this afternoon. And Vidmar, an opportunity here for the Demons.
Leans back. It's a good-looking kick. Umpire just tracks it.
The left there. So, just pushing that wide. Margin still in the vicinity of 10 goals plus, 63 points. As the Bulldogs kick long now. And are able to get the clean mark. And the Demons will come away again. And this is all too easy, Craig.
Yeah, they're just dropping off now, the Bulldogs, defensive half. They've tried their hardest this afternoon, but they've just been under pressure all afternoon. And Matthew Carey just found himself in a little bit of space.
Now this is the fellow you'd have kicking for your life, is that right?
Definitely.
Straight through?
Straight through. No problem whatsoever.
Well, there you have it. No hesitation there. Craig Abercrombie. Matthew Carey to kick this straight through the sticks.
Expect preferential treatment next time I go and get breakfast too, Matthew. Kick off the boot. Beautiful kick coming back on the breeze and just sneaks it to the right. 15-17 now, the Demons. 17.5 into final quarter. How are your doggies going, Drury?
My Western Bulldogs, oh, there you go, they've just hit the lead. 7-3-45 to 6-5-41.
So a different result for the Demons. Bulldogs game being played south of the border. Up here it's all Demons. And another free kick here landing in the arms of Widmer out there. He drives it forward. Bilby with a big strong push. Gets rid of his opponent legally. And takes the mark. He'll go back. He'll try and slot another one through for the 16th for the Demons. Nice easy kick. Umpire doesn't do a lot of work. And that one's through for a major. Another one on the board for the Demons. Coins back in.
So 70 points the margin. The elimination final. Pennant Hills will be progressing. The Bulldogs have still got some time yet to enjoy the rest of their season. They get the clearance through Vidmar to Kafalis. Kafalis sent it back to Joel Robbie, who eventually got it way back to Vidmar, but he's picked out a Demons player in Kieran Wright, and Kieran Wright's going to centre it now to Wales. Wales is another player that's been good today, and he saw straight away a free Tommy Edmonds, and Edmonds, despite taking the mark, just taken around the chops, a little high. Edmonds will go short now, and their short kicking really has been a joy to watch today as he finds Brant Jack, and Jack sends it forward. Just couldn't get the mark there, was Carey, and the Bulldogs will come away now, and another mark to Vidmar, who gives it off 1-2, and Unfortunately, Golden wasn't looking, and Pennant Hills will get the turnover here. Put onto the boot by Vidmar, who goes forward. And there's another opportunity for Bilby here as he gets to it first. It's a one-on-one. He keeps scooping it up, going backwards to go forward. He'll get it back here, Bilby. He gives it no argue. He sends it over the top to Tommy Edmonds, and Edmonds goes short. And once again, Pennant Hills with a mark inside 50. Although he plays on, and the Bulldogs will have an opportunity there. Probably just rushed that one. The kick wasn't the greatest, looking for Bilby, and the Bulldogs will come away with it now on the outer side as the kick comes in field to Max Collett. Now Collett doesn't muck around giving it off. You find Capito. Capito's going forward, looking for James Pascoe. Pascoe couldn't mark. The Demons now with a few hands and numbers to it. Nice kick by Crisfield, but once again it's that man, your man, Craig Timothy Vidmar with the mark.
They've been my best on ground at both teams. I reckon Crisfield's been fantastic for the Demons this afternoon in defence. Really set up quite a lot of their attacking motions. And as you say, Vidmar tried to mount a lone hand at trying to get his team back into this game in the third quarter. Unable to do so, and as we're well into time on in the final quarter with the margin 70 points, right at this moment you just pray for no injuries and look forward to another finals week of football next weekend. Tackle there applied by Vidmar. Kafalis in this pack as well. He's wrapped up. He's just been given no chance to run free this afternoon, has Peter Kafalis. Vidmar up against Mason. Mason just pops this one forward, but it falls to Thomas of the Demons. He's held without the ball. Umpire says, I'll just hang around on this one. And they go forward, the Dogs. Good handball there from Mason. Gives it to Kafalis. A low striking kick in towards Keel. Well, he's wrapped up as soon as he took possession of the ball. Fantastic work that. And the Demons should get away with this one, and they do. They're screaming for the free kick, but it doesn't matter when you've got this many players around the football pushing forward. They've got the surge going now, the Demons. Can they just they just need to get possession at the moment, but the Dogs have done well, and they go back into attack.
Mason.
And Mason's the target. As he goes over the back there, could be an opportunity, has to get rid of it. I think it was Williamson, and Kieran Wright pounces on this one, and they've done superbly there, the Demons, to stop an attacking foray, and right to the death. They're giving nothing away, the Demons.
So once again, we go coast to coast as the Demons strive to go forward, but well cut off by the Dogs on this outer side. They got the boundary line just there, but done well, both players to keep it in. So it's put on the foot now.
The foot.
On the foot. It's not the foot. It's not the boot either. It's Pennant Hills with the ball.
Delaquila.
Now there's a couple of options forward for him. All on his own there is Brant Jack for the short kick. No one's picking him up. It's probably a bit too late now. It's still there on Brant Jack if he wants it. He's going to go a little bit further, and he finds that Crisfield or Matthew Thomas.
It's Thomas. Could be Vile.
Well, he goes long and should be a mark here.
Oh.
Well, he's elected to punch it through. So, punch through from Andre Capito.
Cost him at the bar this evening.
And the Bulldogs now will attempt to go forward. Can they get a couple of late goals? It's a beautiful kick. And it's going to be marked on this grandstand side there by Matthew Towan. Towan with a nice little chip forward, looking for Jeremy Keel, and finds him. Keel, he'll look to play on quickly here. I think he's going long. Mitch Soames is there around the ball. And, oh boy, gee, they all went up for it there. He was looking for Golden. But the boundary line's going to beat them all. But fantastic endeavour, and they've been fantastic all day, the Pennant Hills defenders, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a real solid defensive effort from the boys out there in the northwest of Sydney in Pennant Hills. This one lands in the arms of Edmonds. And, just go through the motions down the line, out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Can't be long to go. 24.5 played, final quarter. I still think there should be a rule. The coaches should be able to come to the middle and decide we've had enough. Let's put this one to bed.
I'm sure the Demons fans would have something to say about that. As Kafalis gets a quick handball away now. It was a nice handball, and he found Hayden Nichols, who sends it long. Trying to get to it there was Mason. He got some mitts to it, but out of the pack's going to come Cameron Smith. And Cameron Smith with a nice little kick. He's going to find, is it Bilby?
Widmer.
It's Vidmar. There he goes. He's going to kick long, though, and he's looking for another Vidmar in Ted Vidmar, but it comes down for the Demons. And going forward, and a fantastic mark. He's going to pay it. I think it might be Matthew Vile.
It is. And the young fella's got the kick, and he's got the 50. This ball knocked away, and the Bronx cheers come from the Pennant Hills faithful. And he's been a bit of a find, Matthew Vile. Not sure on where he's been playing this season. Certainly for the match of the day games, I have not seen him running around for the Pennant Hills side, but he's kicked a few this afternoon, and certainly gave them some run down that wing, and seems to be a bit of a team favourite as they get to him. And Pennant Hills put another one on the board, 17-18, 120, the margin 77 points. And it's just not the sort of margin you expect to see in a final.
So you'd like to see a rule where the opposition can come on and fly the white flag and say we've had enough?
I don't think I would actually like to see that. You could, well, we were looking at yesterday's game. That one was over in 15 minutes, and we could have been all be home and watching the Saturday Arvo game, but yeah, it's just one of those things, and we saw it yesterday for North Shore with 30 seconds to go, sustain an injury to Fitzgerald, and it's just that sort of thing that you don't want to happen in these late stages of any final, especially for a team that's got to pop up and play again next week. Good mark taken by Mason. Seen too little of that this afternoon. And he'll kick after the siren. It'll mean nothing. He may as well just pop the Sharon under his shirt and try and put it in his bag on the way out. But he'll take his shot on goal, will Henry Mason. Late consolation, straight through the middle. 6 goals become 7. But the story of the afternoon is that 5 has become 4 as the Bulldogs bow out of the 2013 AFL Sydney season with a 71-point defeat at the hands of the Demons. It's been a massive turnaround from about 3 weeks ago where the Bulldogs won by about the same margin, and it's all credit to Pennant Hills as they extend their season into a second week of finals football. They'll take on North Shore next week, and it's a depleted North Shore side that they will take on as well, so that it will be a good contest, whilst on the other end with the second chance and the prize of a berth straight into the grand final, it'll be Manly Warringah taking on St George, and once again should be an absolute cracker. As you would remember, Drury, the last time those two teams met ended up in a very dramatic draw out there at Olds Park. So as we wrap up this one, Drury, thank you for your efforts this afternoon. It's great to have you up here in the commentary box.
Thanks, Craig.
And we'll wrap up here at Henson Park with the result. Pennant Hills progresses through the finals with a 71-point defeat over the Bulldogs. The reigning premiers, their season has come to an end.